Hi everyone. So as everyone has been talking about now since Monday night, I'm prefacing this video with, of course, Damar Hamlin and his just absolutely, I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say crazy. I don't want to say freak. I just bizarre, I guess, injury. It's something that I don't think anyone would ever expect to see. It just all the right circumstances happened for it to occur. Uh, as of this recording here, according to the NFL website, he's still in critical condition. He has, but it says that he has gotten better slightly. Of course, like the whole world, we hope for his quick recovery there, and just that everything turns out okay as much as it can be for him, even if not 100%, as best as it possibly can. Something you never want to see and never want to see. It's just, yeah, it's I can't think of any more words to say for it. It's just the strangest thing I could have ever possibly seen for an injury, for it to occur. But it's been a great outpouring. I mean, the whole world, the NFL world, has absolutely come together. The fans, the teams. So once again, praying very much for Hamlin there, and we look forward to seeing him back on the field at some point, if at all possible. And yeah, so please take care and enjoy watching this episode of Faithful Fables. Thank you. Hello there. Yeah, this is Professor Pax. I'm not doing the voice today. I'm drinking water because I want to keep this family friendly, but if I could, I would have had something a lot stronger on this video, even though it's been a few days since that game. And I'm pretty sure my blood pressure probably was the highest it's been probably in the past year and a half. Correction, probably since that NFC Championship game last year. Far be it from me to expect that the Raiders-Niners game would have been something that was an absolute shootout. Jared Stidham, massive props to him. The guy's been like a journeyman his whole entire career with New England there. And he comes here, he puts up like 365 yards of passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which is probably the reason why the Niners won that game, despite the fact that the defense was, in the first half, an absolute disaster. And the second half, at least, got the big plays done where they needed to get that win. The offense, though, I think proved that they can step up to the occasion when need be. Brock Purdy still played an excellent game. 1 interception, it happens, but 2 touchdowns. George Kittle, not a ton of yards, still picked up a touchdown, though. It's like his 4th one in like 5 games or something like that. It's good. Ayuk at 100 yards. Mason got his first touchdown. Good for him. I know he's this whole season he's been playing for his niece. If you notice on his gloves, he's wearing the name Chloe on there. That's for his niece that I think unfortunately passed away earlier this season. He's playing for her, so good job, a touchdown there. You're making her proud. And then Christian McCaffrey is the Swiss Army knife, while Deebo Samuel currently recovers still. I think it's 192 yards combined between passing and rushing, a touchdown. A few field goals from Robbie Gould. He missed that one, which of course probably made me want to run my head into a wall. And I was talking to my dad the whole time too. He's a Raiders fan, so it was just, and he was very confident the Raiders were going to blow this game somehow. And I mean, I doubted him because the Niners weren't giving me much hope there. But he's proven right. I should trust his wisdom. After all, he's been a Raiders fan since the late 60s, early 70s. So I think he knows his team fairly well at this point. Devontae Adams, of course, was fantastic in that game. Some of his catches were just absolutely insane. I'm there yelling at my television that the ball's going to go to him and you still can't cover him. But that game was wild. It was massive props to the Raiders for playing that game when they were, I think, clinging on like a 2% chance to make the playoffs. They're eliminated from playoff contention now, but they certainly went down swinging. After that, we know Derek Carr's probably not coming back to the team next year because he's not even practicing with them anymore. But I will give every single prop under the sun for them for that game. The Niners, though, now they get to be in second place now. The Packers did Niner fans a favor. Thank you, Packers. I will say that if you are a Packers fan watching this, thank you for your team. because now we are the 2nd seed. You got to beat up on Minnesota. They dropped to the 3rd seed, and you guys still have a chance to make the playoffs. Speaking of which, I have the board set up that I do sometimes. The board's pretty simple though. Here, I'm not even going to worry about it at this point. Since the Eagles lost, the Niners now have a chance to make the 1st seed. It's simply the Giants need to beat the Eagles, and the Niners need to beat the Cardinals. Of course, in my heart, if you're watching this, I'm a Niners fan clearly. So in my heart, obviously, I want them to get the 1st seed, get that bye, gives Debo, Samuel, and Elijah Mitchell a chance to come back and recover even more. I'm sure they're probably going to get back up to speed at some point. Or Mitchell, I think, might be out for the season. Forgive me if I'm getting my players mixed up there. But Debo, Samuel will at least be able to come back. Realistically, in my head, I don't see the Giants winning this week because they have nothing to play for. They're stuck in the 6th seed. They can't get can't get up there to the 5th, can't drop down to the 7th. They got nothing going for them there. So that's probably going to be the best. Realistically, the Niners are probably going to get 2nd place. I think they'll beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals have nothing to play for at this point. I mean, they could try to play spoiler for the Niners slightly, but at this point, I think the Cardinals just want their season to be done. And the Vikings now, of course, are going to be playing as hard as they can against Chicago. I think they'll beat Chicago. That being said, though, the Niners will, winning against Arizona, will have the same record, and the Niners win that tiebreaker due to conference record there. And as a matter of fact, they can even actually end up they can go no lower than 3rd. They can go as high as 1st. The Eagles can actually drop down to the 5th seed, and the Cowboys can jump up, I think, into the 2nd or 1st. The NFC East winner cannot go below 2nd place, from my understanding, because I think both the Eagles and Cowboys beat the Vikings. Neither one played the 49ers, but the Niners, I believe, have a better conference record than both the Eagles and the Cowboys there. Now, looking at the Niners' opponent coming up, sorry, I'm looking at my board off to the side here. The 49ers, if they end up in 2nd place, they're playing the 7th seed, which is now a 3-way race between the Seahawks, the Lions, and the Packers. The Seahawks play an afternoon game against the Rams. I hope the Rams win, just because I'd like to see the Seahawks lose, because obvious reasons there. But the Seahawks are in a situation where they need to win, and the Lions need to beat the Packers, and they make the postseason. If the Seahawks win, that ruins the Lions' chance then to make the playoffs. In that scenario, if the Seahawks win, I think the Lions would still want to beat the Packers to keep them out of the playoffs too, even though they wouldn't have anything to play for then at that point because they can't make the postseason. And then the Packers just winning in because their conference record is better than the Seahawks, and I believe than the Lions, because I think they'd be 1-1 with the Lions. And that would be it right there. In my heart, in this situation, I'd love to see the Lions make the 7th seed. It has been quite a bit of time since they made the postseason. I think since 2015, 2016. And just that, they're a team that, gosh, they went 1-6 to start the season, and now they're at 8-8. Impossible to fathom that entirely. And as for the Packers, they've come on strong here too. Realistically, I think the Packers are probably going to make it. I think Seattle probably does win their game against the Rams, which negates the Lions there. And I think the Lions are going to play their hardest once again to try and beat the Packers. But the Packers, I think, will come through. And then knowing it, it's probably going to be Niners-Packers in the 1st round for the wild card. And we'll see how that goes. They continue to have Aaron Rodgers' number. At some point, that streak very well could end. Hopefully, it is not this year. I know the Packers are now playing very, very strong. But we'll see how it goes. Next up is just Week 18 to focus on. And we'll just take it from there. But we look forward to being here again next week. I will try to put on the voice again of the character next week. This week was just absolutely ridiculously insane there. And yeah, that's all it can be. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next week. Take care.